All right, all right. Morning, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu. Today is your day. Okay, I haven't done this for a while. Today is your day when you might want to express yourself, but we'll do it with dignity and we'll do it with a sense of responsibility. So today is we're going to have a kind of open mic. But I'll throw the cards to you and see how you take it. But before that, I'd like to let you know that tomorrow is our famed youth forum. And we'll have about 4 people in the studio, including Tony Payne, who will be joining us from America. And we'll just look at the issues that, bother the youth. And it's going to be a regular thing. We'll take a lot of your call-ins through tomorrow. And we'll see if we can if we can continue the battle on Twitter, if we can continue the discussion on Twitter. We'll just see how it goes. Today is our first experiment. It's by popular demand. My friends on Twitter demanded that they needed a forum to express themselves. Now, it's not a place for you to come and spew some propaganda about a candidate. No. We don't want any obedient, batified, or articulated discussion there. We just want to speak in general terms so that we don't offend each other. I hope you do understand. But we'll be able to express ourselves in the most decent way possible and let our voices be heard. That is, those of us who are youths. We say, if person will pass, we say be youth. We say we'll be youth. Nah, I'm not. I leave the youth. I leave it to it's their turn. It's their life. Okay, so, and then on Saturday, I have Pao Kunaya. All of you know Pao Kunaya, the famous astrologer. And we'll be talking about what the stars portend for the future. We'll be doing that on Saturday. It's usually very interesting. In fact, whether you believe in astrology or not, it is something worth hearing. So Pao Kunaya will be here on Saturday, 9 o'clock, to discuss this same station. And we'll be looking at that. Then on Tuesday, I'm going to get some top lawyer to look at the issue of plea bargaining. Plea bargaining, what brought this about is there's a trial going on of the Accountant General. Then say 1.09 billion loss, and he wants to do plea bargaining. We can't give an opinion on that. But at least on Tuesday, we can discuss this issue of plea bargaining and what you feel about it, what the law allows, and so on and so forth. But remember at the back of your mind, if somebody wants to do a plea bargain, then we can presume him guilty, especially in the case that involves embezzlement of money. It means maybe the money they had where you want refund. So on Tuesday, we'll see how that goes. And then on Wednesday, of course, we'll be there for me. So from now till next week, Thursday. That's it. So we're going to have this open mic thingy. But before then, there are 2 articles I have in the paper here that are found to be of interest. The first one is on the back page of the Punch. And it says there's a column there that is written every Thursday. And the column is called Thursday with Abimbola Adelakun. Abimbola Adelakun is a lady. She's a columnist of the Punch, and she writes a lot of punchy materials. We'll reproduce it on my blog, jimidisu.com, and circulate it on Twitter so you can pick it from there. To get a feel of some of the things I'm involved in that, of course, we cannot deal with on air, I would advise very strongly for you to follow me on Twitter at Jimi Disu. My own not be Jimmy, it's not Jimmy, it's Jimidisu, very short, at Jimi Disu. Follow me on Twitter so you can get a sense of it. So it says beyond the Pirates offensive. By the way, I spoke to the head of the Pirates organization. He's willing to come to the studio, but we are trying to work out a date. But he's more than willing to come to the studio, not necessarily even to explain the song, but also to give an insight into the operations and what have you. And when he does come to do that, it'll be very interesting because you know the man sitting in front of you is one of them, at least in spirit. Maybe I should become active again. Maybe the time has come for us to go to the trenches. Because when we were in university and we were pirates, it was when your nation calls on you, that's the way we were taught. When your nation, at times of trouble, you must stand up to be counted. So even though I'm doing this in this capacity, but there's also need for me to go to where the activists are. Who knows? I'm still thinking about it. Anyway, the Beyond the Pirates Offensive song, it talks mainly about the video and the song, but it also talks about the issues that are embedded in the song. And without wasting much of your time, I'll just leave you to go and find time to read it. It raises a lot of issues about what is embedded in the song, about the health of one of the candidates. And so you might want to read that. The other one too, ironically and by sheer coincidence, also is headed in the direction, but I couldn't resist. It's by Nero Adedokun, and Nero Adedokun. It's also in the Punch of page 17, and it does an analysis. The headline is that, will Kayamo help or hurt Tinubu's campaign? Will Kayamo help or hurt Tinubu's campaign? Before I tell you what is inside this, I think that the two presidential candidates, with due respect, the two major presidential candidates out of the whole lot have picked people that I think are not too appropriate for the position of spokesperson. In the case of Atiku, I think it just went south. The issue of the appointing a spokesperson for your campaign is not a matter for comedy. It's serious business. It calls for serious dissemination of information and serious analysis of the issues therein. But to put a gentleman who is noted more for his comedy than any other thing, I think is a wrong decision. And the morning shows the day. Because what you then ask yourself is, does this man does he have a hang of all the issues at hand for him? Has he given deep thought to the issues of this country than to put somebody who will come and make a comedy out of everything? There's nothing wrong with Dino Malai. Loads of people like him. Whether I like him or not is neither here nor there. I won't tell you. I find him very entertaining. But I think that as soon as I heard his appointment, I said to myself, but it was this article that had Segun Showunmi the last time, who did a fantastic job. Sometimes you wouldn't agree with Segun Showunmi, he'll put a twist to things. But you respected his intellect and the seriousness that he brought to the job. But unfortunately, I think Showunmi he's running election in Ogun. I'm not too sure. To now, and don't forget, one of the presidential spokespersons today used to be his spokesperson way back in the day. What's his name now? Not Femi Adesina, the other gentleman. Sometimes you seem to forget names like this once in a while. Anyway, he's the one. So to now make Dino your spokesperson at a crucial time in Nigeria, because this election is not just an off the cuff, it's just not an election to choose a leader. It's a turnaround period. This is an election that is taking place at a point where Nigeria has gotten to a junction. And you have to decide whether you've gotten to a four-piece junction, whether you want to turn right, or you want to turn left, you want to go forward, or you want to go backwards. That is where we are today. And I think the responsibility for that job, listen to what Neron says, for example. He says that spokesmanship for a presidential campaign is a critical role requiring round-the-clock intellectual and emotional vigor. Without this, the holder of the office will succumb to cheap sentiments and become a crybaby running after trifles. He or she will ultimately lose the plot and the grand opportunity to persuade. And then in reference to Kayamo, he says, how does a minister of the Federal Republic who should be attending cabinet meetings and lead policies for national reemergence play these two roles effectively? His own argument is that in reality, unless we want to fool ourselves, one of the functions will suffer. The spokesperson of a campaign at a time like this is a 24/7 job. With the experience I have in handling things like this, you have to be on top of your game. It's a 24/7 job. How would Festus handle this and then ministerial appointment at the same time? One would have to give way for the other. Okay? And talking about Keyamo, he says that from the outset of these interviews, Keyamo came about with the usual arrogance of office that you find in the average Nigerian leader. You remember how he told us to go and beg ASU. We vote people in to solve our problems. You now tell us to go and beg ASU. Let's leave that one, I beg, Ojari. If, as untoward as it is, Nigerians have come to terms with arrogant political office holders, the spokesperson for a political campaign impairs his message when he fails the humility test. You don't come to this job with arrogance. You don't. And that is where both major candidates have failed. Dino too has some arrogance about him. Keeps talking about the arrogance of position. Vice president. So what? So what? What we are interested in is the character of the person, what he brings to, not what he says he's going to do. Because by the time he's elected, nobody is going to be able to hold him responsible for what he says he's going to do or not. The character of the person, the background. Where is he coming from? What has he done in the past? What was his upbringing like? In other climes, you'd even look at his marital life. These are the things that are important. Has he been involved in anything untoward before? What is he bringing to the table? Then when we leave him, we go immediately to his vice. Because like I said this morning, a vice president is as important as a president. Because if the president's lule, will you stop laughing? The president bad lule. If the president hits the ground, the vice, because that's how Jonathan emerged. We've seen how these things happen. Jonathan became president because the other man left the scene. So it's important that when you're going to make that decision, in fact, you can knock off a candidate because you don't have confidence in his vice. You cannot, and this thing has nothing to do with age or state of health. Only God knows when any one of us will leave the face of this earth. But I mean, hey, age is no respecter of death. Death is no respecter of age. I mean, so we need to get this at the back of our minds when we make that final decision. And Nero argues, I think I need to bring Nero to this studio for us to have a discussion on this. It says the politics of elections is such that the majority of the voters have already made up their minds about whom they will vote for. I have. I don't know about you. Me, I know. Well, I've made up my mind who I will not vote for. That one is clear. And I think most people know that. I've made up my mind. I mean, there are certain parameters that from this onset, one or two of the candidates has failed. My own parameters of living that I would not. So have you made up who you are going to? I think by now I'm not sure most of you have made up your mind anyway. And he says that so a spokesperson principal job is to convince undecided voters. There are some people who are still dilly-dallying. They're still dilly-dallying. Would it be A or B? So he says that it is preposterous to imagine that you can come to these people with the superiority that Mr. Keyamo displayed in these interviews. If you do, you'll be demarketing rather than selling your candidate. You don't talk down on the people who you want to vote for. You tell them to go and beg ASU. We didn't vote for a government for us to do their job. So how you don't talk down on people. You don't come with arrogance. You know, and yes, you do see a lot of that, and it's on both sides. Let me quickly add now, it's on both sides. Okay? Now, you're probably wondering, okay, I don't even know the spokesperson of the third major candidate. I don't even know if he has one. He seems to be his own everything, which again should be a bit worrying. Anyway, Nero also argues that even if things were all rosy for Nigerians, citizens would evaluate the government in power during elections. They also react to social issues of the day. People will appraise you and ask questions that may irritate you. In this unavoidable reality, a spokesperson must remain calm and collected and explain what the extant government is doing and what the candidate plans to do meekly. And he goes on to talk about I don't want to talk about the ASU issue. I think we've almost flogged it to death, and so on and so forth. But find time to read the article. It's in the Punch, page 17. It says, "Will Kayamo help or hurt Tinubu's campaign?" If it's online, you can check Punch online, or we usually take one or two, things like this and put it on my blog. Is not cut and paste too, but when we see important things around the world, we tend to put them, especially editorials. And please, it's not no gossip. Don't look for gossip or that kind of thing. It's more for analysis and very serious business. So follow me on Twitter at Jimi Disu. Okay, so these are the things that occupied my mind today that came up, and I thought I would share with you. But we have an open mic, and therefore you are free to express yourselves. Remember, you have just 1 minute. You call from a quiet background. Now let's all be grown-ups, okay? Let's all be matured. And please don't waste too much time trying to say this and that. Just go straight your name and go straight to the point. So we'll take our first caller of the day. Hello, good morning.
Uncle Jimmy, good morning, sir.
Hey, Chris, how are you?
Fine, sir. My open mic this morning is about Onyeze Nyesom-Wike. I have support for him, but yes, I'm not blindfolded with my support. One of the PDP leaders in Ogoniland said he warned him, if you ever campaign for Atiku, he's going to deal with it. So I want to ask the IG of police and the INEC prof, the professor, Yakubu, right?
Yes.
I want them to checkmate on Onyeze Nyesom-Wike. If you better with all this is bragging all over the place. PDP made him. Thank you, Uncle Jimmy.
Okay. Well, I mean, my views are almost similar, and what I do know is that if a dog barks up to a point, then sometimes it just becomes noise in the background. I think that success and recognition has to be handled responsibly and with a lot of caution. And so I agree with him I agree with Chris that he should be careful, that is weak, he should be careful not to overstep his boundaries. But it's a choice he has to make. He's a full-grown adult. Can the PDP call his bluff? Anybody can call anybody's bluff. I hope people realize that. And I hope the people also realize that some of the measurements that you have might not hold water in reality. Meaning that if you think that life cannot go on if you are not around someplace, you might jolly well discover that you will not be there and life might even be better. And I don't understand his romance with APC. I don't think... so he invited Sanwo-Olu for him to launch, to commission projects. I don't even like this idea of commissioning projects anyway. I'm not too keen on that, But I'll tell you my feelings after the break that we'll take now. We'll take a short break and I'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. Daily Digest returns in a moment. Don't touch that.
The debaters are ready. The panel of judges are ready. The judges have decided. The prize money is ready. 1 million naira. There's only one question left, Lagos. Are you, the audience, ready? It's the August edition of the I Beg to Differ debate tournament. I am Sandra Ezekwesili, your moderator. Join me from August 8th as the best student debaters go head to head. Weekdays at 4 on 99.3 Nigeria Info FM. This tournament is supported by Webster University, RLG Communications, obiwizi.com, Booker Hot, and Storm Body Spray.
It's one voice.
Charlie, you too like free things, oh.
Charlie, you too like free things, oh. Ta! Free me!
Wait, oh, but I dey find you where free drinks dey now. If free food dey there, you sef go follow join now. If then they share free money, comrade, you no go carry last now. Forget, now all of us like better thing. Even now with Jumia sef they do free delivery. Now me and you they enjoy am now.
On every order way past 1,999 naira, you go enjoy free delivery in Ibadan and Lagos. So shop on top Jumia today. Jumia, your everyday delivered.
Football's biggest season is here, and DSTV is the stadium with all the action. Enjoy every single match from the FIFA World Cup, the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, the UEFA Europa League, and the UEFA Champions League. That's all the stars from around the world in every competition that matters. Get DSTV HD decoder, dish plus 1 month compact subscription now for 12,000 naira only, and be part of sports' biggest stadium. Only on DSTV. T's and C's apply.
Today is a good day. A good day to take a walk. A good day to reach for your goals. A good day to finish reading that book. A good day to connect with your friends while doing the things you love. A good day to shoot your shot. A good day to enjoy life to the fullest with Malta Guinness.
Malta Guinness. Enjoy a world of good.
Babe, could you renew my Airtel data subscription?
Of course, darling. Anything for you. All you see is me sobbing for bae. But what I see is my wedding day.
The important things in life are powered by data. Dial *141# to choose any data plan that works for you.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Do you want a world-class education in a safe and peaceful place to study? Do you want a British degree at a fraction of the cost? Lancaster University, Ghana will be coming to a city near you. Meet the faculty and our admissions officers at the Sheraton Hotel, Abuja on 8th of August, Hotel Presidential, Port Harcourt on the 10th of August, and Radisson Blu, Victoria Island on the 13th of August. Come and find out how you can get a world-class education and 50% scholarship for your degree. Visit our website at www.lancaster.edu.gh. Call 0701-736-5637. Lancaster University, Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa.
Happy birthday to
We need professional pictures of the birthday girl. Beautiful. Hey, smile for the camera. Hold on, I have an idea. Everyone, put on your phone torchlight. Here, take my Camon 19 Pro. It works great for portraits in low light.
Yo, these portraits are clear.
I told you, this is the Every Moment Portrait Master.
That's right. The new Techno Camon 19 series, running on the latest Android OS with Google Apps, is your Every Moment Portrait Master. With its 64MP Bright Night triple portrait camera, the Camon 19 is designed to give you perfect natural tone portrait photos, whether in low light or daytime. Buy any of the Techno Camon 19 smartphones to get an instant gift and enjoy up to 24 months device and 100 days broken screen warranty. Purchase your device with Easy Buy for a down payment as low as 30%. Hurry now. Visit the nearest authorized Techno outlet to get yours today. Techno, stop at nothing.
Waiting you sabi about the beautiful game. You there for the life and style. Fantasy leagues, bass bowls, ginger and oak tall. Breaking down the stats even to the MVPs. Taking no L's and only for the W's. I beg. Then Showmax Pro get news for you. Football season is back. Live, e-choke. Watch the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A. Anywhere on any screen. Mado. Stream the action from Super Sport. Live on Showmax Pro. Sign up at showmax.com.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Daily Digest with Jimi Disu.
All right, welcome back to the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu, and today is open mic. Before I went on break, we were talking about Wike, and I think that They understand the politics that they're playing in the PDP, but I also believe that Wike needs to be careful. I don't understand his romance with the APC inviting Lagos State Governor to his commission. I don't even believe in commissioning. We've turned everything into a celebration at a time we should be conserving money. Sometimes the cost of commissioning is even more than that of the project. But I guess that's the way we do our things. I can't wait for us to have practical leaders. If if in my neighborhood in the UK there was commissioning to be done, every time I go on vacation, then there'll be something to commission, in all honesty. For those of you who know London, there's a place called London Bridge. It's a major central station. Every time I go past London Bridge, there's something new, so that I usually have to look up for directions again. And so I wonder, we commission everything. One small road, want to do commissioning, this and that. Somebody takes off from Lagos to go and commission something in Port Harcourt. We just a bunch of time wasters sometimes. But I guess that's the way we roll. Good luck to all of them. Okay, so we'll take your calls. Let's take this one. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. No, always call from a quiet background. We keep maintaining. We can't take your call if you call from a noisy background. We won't even hear you. Okay, and if we do, there'll be so much interference. When you call, and don't speak on speakerphone. Speak directly into the phone, and don't call from a toilet or bathroom or anywhere that is tiled to the top. You will get an echo, right? So let's try again. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Uncle Jimmy, I greet you.
Yes, sir. Who's speaking?
My name is Robert.
Morning, Mr. Robert. How are you?
I follow you on Twitter every day.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, you see Keyamo. Can I speak on Keyamo?
Yeah, as long as you keep it within the you get.
I honestly speaking, I was thinking that Keyamo will take over from our late father, Gani Fabemi.
Yes.
Because he was his prostate.
Yes.
But when he joined politics, honestly, I lost hope in that man. I remember vividly 1999 when Gani raised an alarm that Tinubu forged certificates. I remember a panel was set. Later now, the panel, according to the law, they said the court cannot investigate Tinubu because he has immunity. It was given to the Lagos State of Assembly. And Keyamo, he sued how many of them there, 40-something, though he lost. So today now, he's Tinubu's friend.
Okay, your point is noted. I mean, the point without wasting so much time. And you know that what a person does in life is his personal whatever. And to be fair to Keyamo, he's an established lawyer, he's a senior advocate. And if he wants to go into politics, so be it. And I don't like this idea of saying that, insinuating that he can support anybody that he likes. I mean, his life is his and yours is yours. So I don't like this phrase by saying you are disappointed in. The fact that, okay, so he worked with Gani Fawemi, yes, so he was vocal on social issues, yes, it doesn't mean he can't go to politics. And it doesn't mean he can't support whoever he wants to support. What should concern you more is what you think. And that's why you must always learn not to believe in people. Don't think that somebody is going to lead you anywhere. You should, you are literate, even if you are not literate, you can see what goes on around you. Okay, so I don't agree, and I don't agree with your submission at all. Keyamo is free. He's free to do whatever he likes. He's my aburo, and he always will be. We might have if we have our differences, so those are personal, and really and truly shouldn't be brought to the public for. If you don't like what he's doing now, why not leave the poor guy alone? Cut him some slack, give him a break. I just think that functionally, maybe he shouldn't have taken up this job. Functionally, maybe. I don't know whether he even has the temperament. Because this job is going to irritate you to the high heavens. And part of the irritation is even seen in Bayo Onanuga's, a lot of his statements and speech. I pity him. Because Bayo Onanuga is a journalist, he's not used to. The people who can take these things are die-hard, hardcore politicians and are used to this brick batting. They will never get ruffled. That's their stock in trade. They will never get ruffled. They couldn't be bothered. I mean, look at the candidate himself. When it comes to politics, he's like a professor emeritus. Throw anything at him, he couldn't be bothered. It's still going on. So if you have sensitivities, and it is in that role that I think that maybe Festus shouldn't have taken the job if offered him. And to be fair to him, the job you're doing now is different from the job when in Buhari's days it was a grand slam. The ball, you held the racket, you held the ball, and you were also the linesman and whatever. But in this one, it's rough. Even then, having said that, that's again why I think that Atiku should not have picked Dino. He should have picked somebody who's a bit more temperate, brings more seriousness to the job, can articulate issues properly without putting comedy in here and there and trivializing the whole thing. But look, hey, these things are choices for people to make. And I think we should stop concentrating on the choices that people make and rather concentrate on our own choices, rather concentrate on the things that concern us. And so stop saying they did this. People said the same thing when Ruben took up the job spokesperson for Jonathan. And he was just being a professional. I think he has a PhD in communications, so he was able to mix in the two, write editorials for The Guardian, and be spokesperson to a president. So I don't think it's a complete disappointment when things don't go our way. Rather, I think we should concentrate on the things that concern us directly. Okay, so let me take another one. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning, sir. Morning, Pastor.
This is Pastor Ladipo.
Yes.
I'm calling from Orilegum.
Yes.
Uncle Jimmy, my take this morning on this is this. You see, these politicians, they understand this game. Mm-hmm. For them to pick spokesperson for their campaign, they look for those who are rugged.
Yeah.
You see, Dino, that you see so, Uncle Jimmy, take your time to study Dino. That guy is ready to do physical battle when it comes to defending his principle. If you go back to some of his antecedents, when they were trying to project Buhari, when all of them were in APC, he came on a national TV. They have to cut that program because of him. The kind of uncut languages he was using against GEJ then. Seriously. Because he was among those who stood with Buhari and he was using all kinds of languages. Now, for me, for Atiku to pick him, I think it means that this guy will go to any length. Forget the comedy aspect of him. Watch out for him. David Showumi is a kind of a psychedelic person that will come and speak grammar and all of that. Dino is not known for that. And for Oga Festus, he's going to face this job afresh. People are already digging out some of his fans against Tinubu there. But this time around, the job he has taken is going to be a bit difficult for him. But he's a man that can stand his ground.
Okay, thank you. I disagree with you, Pastor. I don't like this idea of his rugged, his this and his that. These rugged people and rugged attitude creates confusion in our society. Why can't we be decent people? I believe that Nigeria will appreciate a candidate who is decent and is able to articulate his issues. What do you mean ruggedity? Is he going to go out there and box everybody into line? Is it because he's rugged and he's doing this on TV that I would vote for his candidate? I mean, come on. Let's grow up and get out of this mold. This is the attitude that I have is if I offer myself for leadership, you either take me or you leave me. One of the candidates says he will not drop shishi and his following increases. He says he's not going to drop, he's not going to throw money around, and his followership increases. Nigeria is looking forward to a very decent society where we can go out there, people can campaign, offer themselves, and we will be free to choose the person of our choice. So I respectfully disagree with you, Pastor, the man of God. I disagree with you. I disagree with you, Pastor. And I think that we need to put pressure. Not to, it would rugged and then what? It will lead to violence? We don't need that. And like I said, look at the candidate who says, I will not going to drop anything and so on and so forth. And the followership increases, at least visibly on the social media. No. I don't think. I think Atiku needs to take a second look. You can put him in charge of your security, and he can go be rocket with whatever it is at that point. But not in him. The spokesperson shows the candidate. Your spokesperson should be portraying himself the way you want to be portrayed. And I don't think Atiku wants to be portrayed as a roughneck. I don't think so. So I disagree. But then again, that's my view. You're free to call in to express your views. And then is in that light, I'll take the next caller. Hello, good morning. Kelvin.
I get you.
How are you, my brother?
I don't know what happened. I do. With that Philip no fit call my number well.
They kept calling you Avec.
I don't know what you.
Don't worry, we'll do something else one of these days.
See, I want to speak to my people in my constituency.
Yes.
You see, all of you that are collecting money, you don't do yourself. All that money you are collecting, you are not doing yourself any good. And I'm saying this with all sense of responsibility. Anybody that is bringing any money to my side, you're wasting your time. I will not collect anything from anybody. I've told my household, and I've told everybody around me, don't collect a dime from any politician. I don't believe in that principle of collect and don't vote. No, I don't believe in it. My principle is I will not collect, and that is it. That collect and vote for who you feel like. No, I don't want any stain or anything near me or my household. So all of you that are collecting money, their fathers have shared money. Their sons are coming out to share money, and you are still collecting. And you are still remaining the same place you are. You are still parabolating. You could go from front for nothing. Go back for nothing. Turn around for nothing. Still parabolating. So I'm advising you people in my constituency. I know your party has a lot of grip here, but that money that's sharing is not going to help. And the second thing I want to talk to you, see those of you that are staying in your house and in the AC, you don't want to involve yourself in politics. Politics is dirty. Those people that are collecting money are the people that will decide your future for you.
Exactly.
Sitting down at home and doing big man and putting AC in your car, driving big jeep, telling me that, Kevin, why you mix up with this kind of people? No, you sit in your house, be watching CNN, and like I'll be drinking tea, and you think that Nigeria will be better, and you are abusing those people that are there, that are collecting money. They will decide your future after they finish collecting money. Nonsense.
All right, no vex. That was a very angry Kelvin that we had there. I'll take the next caller. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
I'm getting an echo
Hello,
from
sir.
there. No, sir. You must be calling from somewhere that is tiled or something. I'm getting an echo. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning, ma. Who's calling?
My name is Abire from Yaba.
Yes, ma.
Can I talk about anything? Or
Yeah, it's open mic. Can talk about anything. Yeah.
So my concern this morning is actually about our health. I lost a friend 3 months ago. He just slumped and died. And this morning, somebody in my estate, that's a gym instructor, slumped and died 2 days ago. Very healthy, six-pack, everything. So I just want people to really check up on their health and not end up being like these two people I've talked about. Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I was just telling Feta here, sitting next to me here in the studio, that I think it appears as if I'm due for a vacation. You must listen to your body. In the first instance, you must always do medical checks regularly. If you're 40 plus, at the barest minimum, you do one every year. If you can do one every 6 months, fine. Also, you need to take time out, apart from the fact that you need to get involved in activities that you can manage. Okay, if all you can do is just walk around the neighborhood, so be it. I'm not asking you, if you don't have the strength to do so, to go and register at a gym and come out with all muscles. No. Okay? But you need to listen to your body. There's silent killers all over in the environment, what you inhale, in what you eat. By the way, I don't know if you have noticed, and I think we need to bring this to the attention of Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON. The salt that we eat now, if you taste most foods around, you tend to taste something like very sharp. there's very sharp taste. So you need to be careful and look at the salt that you put in your food. It comes out very sharp. It almost stings the tongue. Yes, I don't know if you've noticed. I've noticed that even in restaurants that you normally would have eaten and gone your own way, you have more than adequate or more than allowed taste of salt in the meals that we have. I'd like SON to go around and ensure that the salt, because the salt is very, very vital. I don't need to go on any medical lecture here to tell anybody that, and here you are, you must have a bit of salt in your system. So to draw that balance is the biggest headache. Excuse me. So please note that. Okay, let's take that call from yes. Hello. Hello. We lost that, so let's take another one. We were trying to get a call on Skype. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good evening.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hello?
Morning, sir, I can hear you.
Yeah, so you have just said the right thing to Pastor. What is being doggedness or ruggedness, or what is the meaning? What does it translate to? What's the meaning of all this?
Yes.
And this is how we've been thinking over the years, and we have boxed ourselves into a corner, and the politicians are taking advantage of us. The name that has been displaying a race of cars he has is in garages. Why the people in states are wallowing in penury, abject poverty? He has not done anything meaningful for them over the years. What has been his contribution and his pedigree? Except
okay, we I don't want us to do any character assassination here.
No, I'm sorry.
Sorry, it's okay. I don't want us to do any character assassination here. If he has his money, he's free to buy his cars. He's not obliged to do anything for anybody. That is another thing we need to get out of our minds. This sense of entitlement. That here is a man in the neighborhood. He has all the money in the world and he's not doing anything for anybody. He's by choice. I wouldn't do that. But a man has the right to spend his money the way he feels. The question is, how do you relate to such a person? That's all. So don't get angry if you find somebody, or the question also is, how does he make his money? If you have a feeling that it's being done illegally, go after him. Aside from that, you can't fault a man if he has all the cars in the world and he doesn't tell you to come over and have a plate of food. You go your way, he goes his. That's another thing we need to imbibe. Stop looking at other people's things. Work hard for yourself. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong in being good to your neighbors. Don't get me wrong. But from your own perspective, I'm telling you today, do not look out for people to help you. Some of those who do it out of various mantras. Some is a religious mantra. Woli will tell them, they will tell them, hey, go make sure that you help the poor people. You must help poor people in the month. You must make sure that you give 10 people this and 10 people that. Is that the one you'll be waiting for? Some of them, spiritually, that's what I heard, though. It's a pity Sheriff is not here. Some of them, they will tell, some people who know will tell you that such monies, even you should avoid it. That they are offloading spiritually, they are offloading their own evil side of water on another, and this and that. That's the complexity of the society that we live in. And I can also tell you for free that some of the people you envy for all the things that they have, some of them are not as happy as you that has nothing, depending on how you live your life. There is something called contentment. In all the prayers of the world, all the 165,000 prayer points you can make, the best one to ask from God is contentment, because around it builds all other things. If a man is contented, he will be happy. If a man is happy, he will live well. I'm telling you. When I see pastor say, I have this book, I wrote 155,000 prayer points, it's marketing. Ask for the grace of God, and contentment is all encompassing. All encompassing. Some of you in your big mansions, your security man is much more contented than you are in the little cubicle you've given him, and he has to go to the backyard to go and use the toilet every time. He's even more contented than you are. He's happy. That's why you find him always, he's a nuisance in the compound. He's always cracking jokes or he's always whistling. You know, when you are sad, you cannot whistle. When you are sad, you'll be praising God quietly. Praise God. You know, but when you are happy, so, all right. Let's see. That Skype is back again. See if we can get the guy. Hello, good morning.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with
Hello.
us.
You have something at the background. You have to bring down that.
Good morning.
No, you have to. No, sorry, we knock it off. Please, we always knock it off, please. We always insist that your background be quiet. You can't listen to three things at the same time. Pick the next caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, Uncle Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I've been trying since. Now, Uncle Jimmy, my name is Boyeson, and I'm calling from Afromedia, Ojo.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, you remember those days when this government was coming? We were all happy, including yourself, because I always follow you.
Yes.
They promised us they will fight insecurity.
Yes.
They will bring economy, a stable economy.
Yes.
And again, they will fight corruption. Now, Uncle Jimmy, let me just say, ask this one now. That fight against corruption, where has it led us? As I was made to understand that 2 former governors convicted, and now this same government has pardoned them. What message does it send, Uncle Jimmy? I want to know. Thank you very much.
All right. The first part of your question is that, and I'd like to be reminded in case I forget, Philip, please note, when I bring a lawyer on Tuesday, and we talk about plea bargaining, I'm also going to ask him the full legal implications of pardon, not being let off prison. Because from where I am sitting, I am inclined to believe that pardon means also wiping it out of history. And if you pardon somebody, if it's for health reasons, why can the sentence not continue and the person takes care of his health? When he's well, he comes back to finish his sentence. We'll look at that issue on Monday. I don't like to talk about things I am not 100% sure of, and I'll be bringing in a lawyer to do just that on Monday, okay? All right, on Tuesday. I think I have just about 44 seconds, so I got to go. I'll see you all tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Okay? See you then. Bye.
The debaters are ready. The panel of judges are ready. The judges have decided. The prize money is ready. 1 million naira. There's only one question left, Lagos. Are you, the audience, ready? It's the August edition of the I Beg to Differ debate tournament. I am Sandra Ezekwesili, your moderator. Join me from August 8th as the best student debaters go head to head. Weekdays at 4 on 99.3 Nigeria Info FM. This tournament is supported by Webster University, RLG Communications, obiwizi.com, Booker Hot, and